All right, back again. These are the second wave of art pieces that I've set up. These are from around America, like usual. This one here, it was from Western Carolina University, and this was right on the campus. They let me on the campus, and this is an amazing art piece. It truly is amazing. I'm going to go ahead and get some close-ups of it. Let's try it a different way this time instead of walking up. Let's try it this way. There we go. Let's see if we can get some stuff in this way. Look at that. Wow. Whoa. Look at that girl up there. Yeah. And a lot of this is 2 or 3 people working together. Look at that little person on that flower. All right, now it's time to get back. Let's go back to the normal. That might be a little bit better, a little bit easier. This one here is from the University of Iowa. And this one here, there's one piece on here that's really outstanding, and that's this Jimi Hendrix here. He was a father of a student, and he says he never drew nothing like it before in his life. He says he's never drawn that great in his life, and it really stuck me to help me realize that maybe some of the artwork on these art pieces is the greatest thing that these people have ever drawn. And they gave it to me. They gave it to me. And this is a great art piece. I mean, they're all great, but some are better than others. This one here it's got a lot of red on it, so it could have used more work on it. Now we're coming again to another one. And this one here is from Unknown. This is another unknown one. And it must have been on the streets. It had to have been on the street because I got a lot of scribblers on it. So it's always nice when you get the scribblers. And there's some good things in it. Must be old because I put some hearts up on it. Usually I don't let hearts on it because you get too many of them. But it turned out pretty good. A lot of white, but that's all right. You know, people had their fun on it. I like that kind of stuff down the bottom down there. I want people to have fun. Now this one here is from a college in Madison, Wisconsin, Edgewater College. And it's a Christian school. It's a Christian school. And one of the girls drew me a picture of Jesus. I don't get too many people drawing them. And that's a happy Jesus. It's a content Jesus, which he is. And they filled it up pretty good. And they were having a meeting there. And one thing I do is I pray with students. I do pray with them. And we had a group of students praying. Well, look at that eye down there. That's really cool. We had a group of students praying, and they were having a meeting inside with the parents and people. And they said, hey, we need more of that out there. So it's kind of nice that they recognized people praying. And this is another one. This is from University of Madison in Wisconsin. And this one took a while because I couldn't get on campus. They wouldn't let me on campus. So what I did is I set up on the street. University of Wisconsin's intertwined with Madison. It's intertwined. The buildings you don't even know are University of it. But look at that. Wow, look at this. Whew. This one's good. A lot of good artists. These college kids, they are amazing. The 90-Os, I call them, the 90-Os. Now here's another one. This one here is from Valdosta. No, this one here is from, where is it? Hold on, let me see. New York City. This one here is New York City, and I did this one in 2018. This is 2018, right on the streets. This is about a week's worth of work. It was very, very hard to get people to draw in New York City. Extremely hard, because they've got a technique. What they'll do is they see something new, they see something, they'll twitch their eyes over towards you, won't turn their head, and then they pick up their speed and walk past you as fast as they can. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to talk to you. This one's Western Michigan. And this one here is a really awesome art piece too. I remember doing this one. This one here, this is a 2-day piece, and it's covered. It's covered. Let's get up here and look at some of the good stuff on it. Wow. I look back at them, and I remember doing them, and it was like, well, one of the things that's fun is when you're walking off the campus, you feel like you're glowing because you've done something to bring Jesus first to the kids, but they've also shared their imagination with me, and it's special. Here's another unknown one. Not too bad. Look at that thing flying in the air back there. That's another unknown one. I got a lot of them. If you drew on it, let me know. This one here is from Norfolk. This one here was done on the streets. And this one here had John Lynch drawn it somewhere. John Lynch, the Tampa Bay Buccaneer cornerback, safety, he drew on this. And I'll go ahead and get some close-ups. Some of it's really good. I like that face in the middle there, the little girl there, the house, and there's so much in it. Look at that behind it. That's really cool. Could have used more work, but when you do street pieces, it's a little tougher. It's a little tougher. Now we're coming to, this is another street piece. This is Charleston. King Street is great. It's an awesome street to do artwork on, to do anything on. It's one of the better main streets I've seen in America. Lively, people walking up and down the streets. There ain't too many stores that are shut down. And I just like Charleston. Charleston is so much better than Savannah. Savannah's strict. They won't let you do anything like this on the streets. They almost arrested me for doing it. And I believe it's part of my religion, freedom of religion, because this is how I share Jesus. I mean, this is how I share Jesus. I'm not going to come up to you and yell and scream at you and give you a track. I'm going to say, come on, let's draw together. Let's draw together. And this one here is from Villanova University outside of Philadelphia. I did this one in 2018. A college up there. They'd come off winning a national championship in basketball. And this one here is Charlotte. This one is a street piece in Charlotte, which is really another hard town. This one took a week to do because they don't have much of an art district. Everything's new. So I particularly didn't like Charlotte too much. Everything was new. The art district was one street. And then it wasn't really that much. They had about 4 or 5 stores, and that was about it, and coffee shops. Of course, you had some coffee shops. And that was about it. They didn't keep anything old. I would like to have seen some of the old buildings, but they didn't keep them. It seems like in Charlotte, they knock them down and build new. Now this one here is BYU. And this was, I thought going into the Mormon territory might be a little tough with me being a Christian, but those kids are Christians too. They understood me because I was on a mission. And many of those kids had been on missions themselves. And this one here is real. Look at that owl. Wow. And we got to talking, and you can see the brightness in their eyes. I believe it's a personal relationship with God through Jesus Christ, and not what church you belong to that's going to get you into heaven. And that's what they believe. Some of their doctrines are probably out there. I don't agree with their doctrines, but that doesn't mean those young kids don't have that personal relationship with God through Jesus Christ. And this one here is another unknown, but it's good. It's big. Look at how big they got. Look at that. They got really big on this one. Look at that one up in the corner. Must be around Christmas time. This must be in Florida. It's probably a Florida piece then. Because if it's around Christmas time, I'm usually here in Florida. But it could be anywhere. That's why I asked you. If you've drawn on any of these art pieces, please let me know. This one here is this one's a great one. University of Indiana, Bloomington. And the story behind this one is, I was doing this in the summertime, and usually there's not that many students. Well, University of Indiana has a pre-freshman classes where you can come in the summer and get orientated about the college and what's going on. So I would say 90% of this is from freshmen. And it was probably one of the ones with the greatest participation rate. I would say almost 60% of the kids who walked by drew on it. That's why if you look at it, it's covered. It's covered. And there's so much good in here. Look at that guy right there. Wow. Oh, look at that. Look at the eye. Wow. And the rose. So much good in this one. There's so much good in this one. And that's the last one we're doing. And I'll be setting up new ones tomorrow. I haven't had much of participation. I've got to go and get this. This is the art piece we're doing. I've decided what I'm going to do is set this one up for Canada. I'm going to send this one to the premier in Canada, the president of the person in Canada. I'm going to start my mission of at least one art piece in every country on earth, a collective art piece. Since we can't draw, we'll do a splatter piece with the guns. So I want to thank you for listening to me, and please take the time to do one of these with your family. Jesus bless you all. Amen.